our usual spot in the park when a black motorbike sped towards us and we both jumped. Driver sped straight at us, yanked Micah's backpack so fast it threw him face first onto the pavement, then tore off at a terrifying speed. It was my first day at Hill Ridge High, and I was buzzing. For weeks I'd been working on a plan, and today was showtime.
Good morning, Hildrich family. Welcome back from summer break. This year is all about excellence in academics and behavior.
Crowd cheered wildly. I just stood there watching the scene unfold.
We are a family, built on trust and integrity.
I almost gagged. You see, Principal Richardson knew nothing about honor or integrity. He was a liar, and everyone needed to know. Scratch that, it was my job to let everyone know. Right on cue, a red sports car screeched into the school's parking lot, and out jumped Principal Richardson's wife!
Gregory Richardson, you lying, cheating, two-faced toad!
Whose lipstick is this?
Oh, we can discuss this in private.
Without waiting for another word, Mrs. Richardson hurled the lipstick at his face.
Private? Like your private meetings with your secretary?
Were out and everyone was filming and laughing. Well, not everyone. The principal's daughter, Chelsea, looked like she wanted to die. Mom, Dad, please, not here! Not in front of everyone! She tried to grab her mom, but Mrs. Richardson shoved her aside and lunged for her husband, who took off running. Chelsea's face turned bright red with embarrassment under everyone's smug stares. And yes, it was all a part of my plan. But don't get me wrong, I had my reasons. I didn't do it for the clout. I did it for justice. I did it for my cousin, Riley. By the time I got home, I practically sprinted to Riley's room, like I had the winning lottery ticket. Riley, you have to see this! And then I showed Riley the video I had recorded of all the chaos that happened at school. You actually pulled it off? Yep, it was easy. All I did was expose the true face of Principal Richardson and his mistress. I secretly followed them on their date, and when they weren't looking, I slipped the secretary's lipstick into his coat pocket. You're insane! And we burst into laughter when I acted out the chaos of that wild morning for Riley. Riley, my cousin, is an angel, too kind for her own good. And because of that, people grew jealous and started bullying her. One day, a classmate pushed her so hard she ended up with a serious injury, forcing her to leave school and stay in a wheelchair for months. I couldn't just sit back. I was furious. So I transferred to Riley's school with one goal in mind: revenge. The first targets, the principal and his daughter, the student council president. According to Riley, they were the worst. Cold, careless, and completely indifferent about what happened to her. Worse, his daughter was happy about Riley's accident. She had hated Riley for a long time. Well, it's time they paid for it. The next day, Chelsea walked into class like nothing had happened. But Hildrich High had a memory like an elephant. A mean, gossipy elephant. Hey, Chelsea, is the school secretary your new stepmom?
Is it true your daddy is planning to run away with her? Your mom must be so heartbroken.
Then I saw Chelsea walk in and quietly sit all by herself in the far corner of the classroom, looking completely out of place. I thought it would make me feel satisfied. But strangely, seeing Chelsea that sad just made me feel awful. But the look on Riley's face when I told her about Chelsea today made me feel like I was doing the right thing for my cousin. I wish I had been there to see the look on her face. And did you hear? Principal Richardson resigned! And poor Chelsea, she'll probably lose her seat as the student body president. Okay, I said they deserved it, but this was starting to get out of hand. Riley, maybe we've taken this a bit too far? I didn't want to tell you this, but I went to the doctor today, and it's official! I'm never going to walk again! Oh my god, Riley! I'm so sorry. I really do want to go back to school, Zara. Even if it's in this wheelchair. But I just can't. Oh, why not? Are you afraid of those bullies? Micah stole my diary and started mocking me for the little secrets I wrote in it. I won't be able to go back to school until I get it back. Even though I'd been at Hill Ridge for just a couple of days, I knew exactly who she was talking about. Micah was hard to miss with his skateboard, black hoodie, and permanent scowl. Micah's the guy? Alright then, I'll make sure that the bully gets on his knees and hands over that diary. I had a plan. I brought my skateboard and skated nearby, just to stage a perfectly accidental encounter. Let me tell you what desperation looks like. It looks like me, in a helmet 2 sizes too big, elbow and knee pads, and a borrowed skateboard I named Deathwish. Day 1 of Infiltrate Micah's World and Steal the Diary, I face-planted. Twice. Day 2, I rode into someone's dog. The dog was fine. My dignity, not so much. And on day 3, I became a meme when someone filmed me flipping over a trash can. Guess who was watching the entire time? Micah. Enjoying the show?
Just counting the days before you break your neck.
Ouch! Sounds like something a villain would say.
Why are you even doing this?
Well, to develop myself?
You're terrible at it.
I guess I'm not good at anything. I'm so useless. So I faked some tears for sympathy, and ta-da! He fell right into my trap.
Hey, you're not useless. You just need to work on your technique. Alright, stand on your board.
See? Worked like a charm. Hiding a smile, I did as he instructed. And then, in a move I didn't see coming, he took my hands and helped me balance on the board. And holy mother of skate wheels, he had the most beautiful eyes. No wonder the sky is gray today. All the blue went into your eyes. What? No! Who said that?
Thanks.
At that moment, I wanted to crawl into a hole and disappear. Focus, Zara! Remember the mission. Do not let his handsomeness ruin everything. Over the next few weeks, I kept falling. He kept teaching, and somehow we kept laughing. Also, the more he helped me skate, the more conflicted I felt. He was so kind. It was hard to believe he was the villain. But that diary remained a mystery, even though Riley kept urging me to find it as soon as possible. His locker at school? Nothing. His backpack? Micah guarded it like a dragon guarding treasure. Until one afternoon, everything changed. We were at our usual spot in the park when a black motorbike sped towards us and we both jumped. The car is speeding towards us!
Zara, stay behind me.
While I was still frozen in shock, Micah rushed over and jumped in front of me, shielding me from that crazy driver. The driver sped straight at us, yanked Micah's backpack so fast it threw him face first onto the pavement, then tore off at a terrifying speed. Micah! Oh no! Heart pounding, I rushed over to Micah, who was laying on the ground, not moving.
My backpack. No. The diary.
Micah, hold on! I'm calling for help! As I dialed 911, I could barely breathe. Micah really had been carrying that diary with him all along, and someone had heard him to get to it. This was getting way out of hand. After an ambulance arrived, I helped Micah call his parents, and then I ran all the way home like the FBI was chasing me. Riley, you're not going to believe what just happened! But the second I stepped in, my words died in my throat. Riley wasn't alone. Her mom, Aunt Frida, was sitting beside her, and she looked angry. Uh-oh. Without a word, Aunt Frida handed me her phone. And when I hit play, my stomach dropped as I watched myself on screen, slipping a lipstick into Principal Richardson's jacket at the coffee shop.
You caused chaos at school and turned the principal's whole family upside down?
Riley told me she was being bullied at school, and the principal didn't care at all. You begged me to. And that's when Riley shattered my entire heart. What are you talking about? I had nothing to do with what you did. What's going on? Why would Riley say something like that? Just then, I saw something that made words evaporate. Micah's backpack, stuffed half under Riley's bed. Wait, isn't that Micah's backpack? Why do you have it? I don't know what you're talking about. That's my old backpack. It's always been there. Didn't you know that?
Stop arguing, you two! Zara, from now on, you're grounded for 2 weeks to think about your bad behavior.
I turned, stormed to my room, and paced like a caged animal. Why was Micah's backpack under Riley's bed? Could she really be behind all of this? Did she want that diary so badly that she couldn't wait any longer and actually paid someone to snatch it from him? And that secret video of me, was she the one who sent someone to follow me? But why would she do that? I have to find Riley and get the truth out of her. Over the next few days, I tried to talk to Riley, but she ignored me. All she did was sit in her room and stare out the window. It was scary, to be honest. What was she planning? At school, Micah was nowhere to be found. He was probably at home recovering, but I couldn't go see him because I was grounded. I wasn't even allowed to walk to the mailbox without supervision. Then, just when I thought it couldn't get worse, Aunt Frida dropped a bombshell.
To avoid any more trouble, you should transfer back to your old school.
But I don't want to. There was still something Riley wanted me to help with.
No need. Riley's going back to school next week. She says she can handle it on her own now, and there's no need to trouble you anymore.
Was it because Riley got her diary back? Did she not need me anymore? And want me to leave the school? My train of thought was cut short by the loud roar of a bike. And I saw the biker. What was he doing here at midnight? Probably to meet Riley for some evil mission. Making sure I was well hidden, I watched as the biker parked the bike behind a house. But when they took off their helmet, I got the shock of my life when I saw who it was. Riley's true colors made my skin crawl. The next morning, I went to Chelsea to get some answers. She told me Riley was known as the school's mean girl who collected secrets to control people. Riley had always tried to beat Chelsea for the student council president, but never succeeded. Chelsea said she had heard that Riley lost her diary while bullying a student and accidentally fell. Now everything made sense. I'd been a fool, a puppet dancing on Riley's strings, and the person she bullied? It had to be Micah. I walked into the school to find the whole school there, carrying welcome back banners while they waited for Riley to arrive. Riley rolled her wheelchair into the middle of the school lobby, then held up her diary with a triumphant smile. To the one who tried to hurt me, no worries. I'll be kind enough to leave that incident out of my precious diary. I had the perfect plan for Riley. While she was busy soaking up the fake cheers and attention, I quietly slipped into the crowd and waited for the right moment. I just want to thank everyone for welcoming me back. Being in a wheelchair is not easy, but to the person who pushed me, I want you to know that I've forgiven you. Ugh, a week ago I'd have believed every word she said, but now I wanted to scream at her. As Riley continued to give her heartfelt speech, I struck. Slowly, I tied a string around a fake spider's belly and dropped it onto Riley's thigh. The second it touched her, she shrieked. Then she jumped out of her wheelchair. You heard that right. She shot to her feet and dashed across the school lobby like she was training for the Olympics. And just like that, her diary hit the floor. And I swooped in and grabbed it. Give that back! Wow, it's a miracle. Riley walks again. It was only then that Riley finally panicked, realizing she had been exposed. But how did you know? I saw you on the bike. Riley, you've been faking an injury this entire time. That's right. Remember the mystery biker? It was Riley this entire time. She was the one I saw through the window that night. So what? Give me the diary. Now. Now that I have it, I'm going to destroy it so no one can ever use what's written in here to hurt others again. And then, right in front of Riley's horrified eyes and everyone's shocked faces, I tore the diary to pieces. I run the school. Everyone does what I say. As Riley sat there in misery, everyone else quietly walked away, relieved. Suddenly, a realization struck Riley. No, that's not it. I still have the coffee shop video. I knew you'd find a way to use it against me, so I've already written an apology letter to Mr. Richardson. Actually, don't worry, Zara. I've known about my dad's affair for years. What you did helped my mom finally wake up and let go. No! I'm telling my mom! You won't get away with this! With complete indifference, I walked out of school. I thought to myself, if Riley tattled, Aunt Frida would probably ground her for sure. There was still one person I needed to see. Without a word, I went straight to our old spot. The moment Micah saw me, he lit up with a bright smile. Hey, Micah, I'm really sorry for using you, for being manipulated by Riley, and for all the hurt I caused you and everyone else. And so I filled him in on everything. And you should have seen his face when I revealed that the biker was Riley.
I knew Riley was behind it all, but I didn't expect her to be so reckless.
I'm really sorry. Suddenly, Micah stepped closer to me. His shadow merged with mine as he gently took my hand and smiled warmly. That tender gaze moved me deeply. And though he said nothing, I knew in his heart he had forgiven me. From that day on, we grew closer than ever. We went to school together, skated side by side, and talked endlessly about everything under the sun. It felt like our souls were in sync, drawn together like two opposite magnets that couldn't help but connect.
I shoved the classroom door open, and every eye turned to me. It was just another day in Lexiville. Messy bun, grease on my overalls, and, oh yeah, a wrench chose that moment to fall out of my backpack. Wow, what's this look? Grease-stained chic or forget to shower fabulous? Aw, Savannah, are you just mean or begging for attention? At least I don't smell like motor oil. At least I don't smell like attention-seeking. Savannah Lang, head cheerleader, lip gloss queen, and my personal migraine. And in just a few weeks, we'd be living under the same roof. Ugh. And, oh, my name's Lexi Rivera. Welcome to the disaster before the storm. My mom passed away when I was 4, and just like that, Dad became my whole world. He owned an auto repair shop, and as I grew up, I watched him repair all sorts of cars. Naturally, I became his little apprentice, and it was all going great until one afternoon, I found Dad crying next to Mom's beat-up car. Dad, what's wrong?
I miss your mother so much, Lex, and this car reminds me of her, but now it's all broken.
Dad looked so heartbroken, and seeing him like that made me miss Mom even more. I hugged him tightly and made a silent promise to myself. I'd fix the car for him and for her. Since then, I worked on the car every day, and before I knew it, 3 years had gone by. When I wasn't surviving high school, I was elbows deep in that car. There was only one problem. The car still wasn't fixed. Nothing was working. Ugh! Why won't you work? Just then, someone grabbed me. I turned to see a guy about my age, effortlessly cool and charming. He pointed at a beat-up bike nearby, said he needed it fixed. I was mortified he'd caught my little meltdown. But instead of laughing, he looked past me at the car, eyes widening.
Is this a 1965 Ford Mustang Fastback? Wow, she's a beast.
You know your cars. I'm Lexi.
Asher.
And just like that, I met a boy. After that day, Asher started dropping by more. Said he was checking on the Mustang, but never seemed in a hurry to leave. He couldn't tell a carburetor from a toaster, but he always tried to help, which made the work feel lighter. And honestly, he was kind of adorable. But just when everything felt right, life flipped the script. One afternoon, a fancy little Porsche rolled up to the shop, and out stepped a woman who looked way too polished for our side of town. But the second Dad laid eyes on her, it was like his brain short-circuited.
Angel. Welcome to my auto heart. Shop.
I mentally facepalmed. Did he just flirt? Then Dad leaned his elbow in the air and almost crashed to the floor. Dad, you good? Pull it together, man.
I love it when a man fumbles all over me.
I tried not to cringe. Fumbles? Seriously? Calm down, ma'am.
Anyway, my baby is making weird noises.
Your baby?
Yeah, it's like brr, glunk, chink when I start it, and then ree when going over 40, but like angrier? Can you fix it? Yes, of course. I'll check it out. Miss Madison. Miss Madison. Want something to drink?
Huh? The only thing we had to drink at the shop was tap water and sweat. Worse yet, he kept flirting with her the whole time. Then he asked for her number. I wanted to scream or gag. Maybe both. And what I thought was a one-time thing turned into a date. Then two. And before I knew it, Madison and Dad were acting like some rom-com couple. Ugh, spare me. For years, it had just been me, Dad, and Mom's car. That was our little world, and I felt enough. So watching him suddenly trip over his own feet for someone like Madison, it didn't sit right with me. I told myself to be open-minded. Maybe she was just flashy. But nope, should have trusted my first instinct. Madison planned a family dinner one evening. I didn't care. Whatever I was already wearing, no makeup, no effort. I was only there because Dad asked. After a few minutes, Madison walked in with someone who looked very familiar. But then I realized it was none other than Savannah Lang.
Everyone meet Savannah, my daughter.
Wait, what? And I know what you're thinking. Savannah can't be that bad to me. Wrong! Savannah made my school life a daily nightmare. One time, she accidentally sprayed me head to toe with her $400 perfume in the hallway. Said I smelled like a locker. I spent the whole day reeking of vanilla trauma. Then she printed out a fake photo of me kissing a wrench, taped it on my locker, and titled it, "Most likely to take a wrench to prom. #tool date." She also made sure the whole school saw it before I even got there. And when I got an A in science, she claimed I was dating the carburetor. Okay, that one was low-key funny. But still, you get the point. And as if the Savannah surprise wasn't enough, Madison dropped another bomb.
Savvy, meet the love of my life. We're getting married.
What? Did she just say married? They had been seeing each other for, 2 weeks? Then everything hit me at once. If Dad married Madison, that would make Savannah my stepsister? I felt my stomach instantly drop. Aw, congrats, you guys. Don't we just love that darling sister? Darling sister? I could vomit. And while they played happy family, I sat there seconds from combusting.
To a happy life and a happy family.
You've gotta be kidding me.
Lexi? Is there a problem?
Teeth clenched. I shot up, knocked over a chair, and snapped. You proposed to her without telling me?
But she makes me happy, dear.
You have me, the shop, Mom's car. Isn't that enough?
Of course it is. But I need Madison too. And now you get a sister.
I don't want a sister. I don't want them. You're ruining everything. So yeah, I stormed out, waiting for Dad to realize he messed up and follow me. But he didn't. Frustrated, I went back home, dropped down onto my backyard, and just burst into tears. Then I heard the sound of the motorbike's engine. I wiped my eyes and looked up. There he was, Asher, standing at the edge of the fence. He didn't say anything at first, just tilted his head, like he was trying to figure out something wasn't right with me. Then slowly, he walked over.
Hey, you okay?
No.
Want to talk about it?
No.
Want to go for a ride on my bike?
Yeah? This guy barely knew me. But since I was tired of carrying everything alone, I decided to trust him. I stood up and climbed onto his bike. My arms wrapped instinctively around his jacket as we took off down the dirt road. There were no questions, no speeches, just the wind brushing through my hair. And somehow, it made me feel lighter. But I couldn't escape reality forever. Soon enough, Madison and Savannah moved in and immediately redecorated our house. They even turned our living room into a full-on pink sanctuary. And Dad? He started ghosting our garage hangouts. I told myself he'd eventually snap out of it, that he'd remember who stayed up and helped him in the garage all those nights. But then, something happened that completely shattered what little patience I had left. I walked into the shop one afternoon, excited to try a new part I'd found. But Mom's car was gone, and Savannah's flashy car sat in its spot. My heart dropped. Before I could even process it, Savannah waltzed in behind me, twirling her car keys like it was just another casual day of ruining mine. Where is my mom's car? Why is your overpriced Barbie-mobile in its place? Oh, that rust bucket? I sold it for scraps. Your dad agreed. He was sick of you trying to fix it. Some things should just be left dead. That detonated me. I snapped, knocked tools off benches, flipped a stool, and before I could stop myself, I body slammed Savannah into a grease pit. She didn't just sell a car, she sold Mom's memory. And Dad allowed it. It felt like he'd ripped my heart right out of my chest. I couldn't take it anymore. I wanted to disappear. So I called the one person I knew would show up for me. A few minutes later, Asher's bike roared.
Need a ride?
Just take me somewhere only you know.
Hop on. I know just the place.
Just as the bike was about to take off, I caught a glimpse of Savannah lurking by the corner of the house, wearing that same evil look. I couldn't care less about that bully anymore, since I was getting away from all this mess. Next thing I knew, we were pulling up to the most beautiful cabin I'd ever seen. It was just outside town.
This belongs to my grandma. You can stay as long as you want.
I can't believe Dad let Savannah throw away the car. How could he?
I'm so sorry, Lex. I bet Savannah manipulated your dad into doing it.
You're crazy.
About you? Sure.
Wait, what? What did he just say? I looked up and saw Asher was already staring at me, smiling sweetly. Then he started to lean closer and closer. And just when I thought he was going to kiss me, my dad chose that moment to suddenly care about me. Without a second thought, I hit ignore. For the next couple of days, Dad kept calling and texting. It felt nice, but not enough to go back. Let him sit with it a little longer. Meanwhile, Asher was so sweet. He brought me a lot of food and always made sure that I was happy. For the first time since the Madison-Savannah train wreck, I felt like someone cared. But like with all fairy tales, it all came crashing down a week later when I saw an article online. It was the local news with a bold headline, "Kidnapped Teen. Ransom Demanded." At first, I just stared at the screen, not thinking much of it. But then I saw the photo plastered right under the headline. It was me, hugging a tire. Savannah Lang. Without thinking, my fingers trembled with rage as I pressed her number. She picked up on the second ring. "Did you do this?" I couldn't resist that iconic pic. "You're welcome, darling sister." "Take it down, Savannah. I know exactly what you're doing. This isn't a joke. End it, now, or I go straight to the cops for extortion." "Try me. I found your biker boy's juvie record. One call, and he's back in jail. So play it nice, unless you want your boyfriend arrested." "Got it, sis?" I froze. My heart thumped so loudly I could barely think. She knew about Asher's past, and now she had leverage on both of us. I didn't want to believe it, but I had to know the truth. I walked over to Asher, who was chilling on the bench outside, trying to keep my voice steady, even though my insides were spiraling. Savannah told me about your juvie record. Is it true?
Yeah, it's true. I got into some stuff when I was younger. It's kind of stupid.
My brain just froze. Why didn't you tell me this before?
Because I didn't want that to be the first thing you saw in me. I'm not that kid anymore, Alex. I've been trying to move on. You know me now, not who I was then.
Before I could react, a news clip popped up on my phone.
In a desperate plea aired just moments ago, the father of missing teenager, Lexi Rivera, breaks his silence. Please, let her go. She's all I've got. I'll sell my shop to get the money. Please.
Dad, looking like he hadn't slept in days. That broke me. What was I supposed to do now? I can't do this to you, but I can't keep hurting my dad either.
You don't have to be worried about me. Whatever Savannah's got on me, she can use it. I'll go back to juvie if I have to. I just want you to be okay.
You'd risk that? For me?
For you, I'd risk everything.
Then he kissed me, and I melted like engine grease in July. An hour later, I was back home, and when Dad saw me, his eyes widened, and without a word, he rushed forward and pulled me into the tightest hug I'd ever felt.
Oh, darling, you're here. You're okay. I missed you so much.
I'm really sorry I left, but I was so upset about Mom's car. I can't believe you let Savannah throw it away.
What? No, I didn't. I hid it so I could fix it myself, since I know you've been struggling to do it for years. I was planning to surprise you on your birthday next week. It was actually Madison's idea.
That evil Savannah Ling! She tricked me and Dad into turning against each other. Well, I need to tell you something. Madison, too. So I told him everything. Every cruel prank, every lie Savannah had spun, right up to the fake kidnapping. Dad was speechless. Madison just stared at me, her expression slowly shifting from shock to fury. Savannah tried to talk her way out of it, all wide eyes and trembling lips. But I showed them the fake article. The photo. There was no denying it. And that's when Madison snapped.
Lexi, I'm truly sorry for everything Savannah's done to you. You didn't deserve any of it. And you, I'm very disappointed. For the next 3 months, no phone, no makeup. And your new after-school activity? You'll be working in the garage with your stepsister until you learn what respect looks like.
And for the first time, Savannah didn't talk back. That afternoon, I drove to Asher's cabin, with Dad's full blessing this time. Asher met me at the door, wearing that crooked smile. I told him everything about Savannah, about Dad trying to make things right. He just listened with his eyes soft and steady on mine. Then he stepped closer, gently tucked a strand of hair behind my ear, and we kissed. I felt like I was on cloud 9. Things at home weren't perfect, but they were better. Dad and I even started fixing up Mom's old car together. Just the two of us, like old times. Surprisingly, Savannah pitched in too. Turns out she's not completely useless with a wrench. As for me, I had my tools, my car, and someone who actually saw me, even if I still don't get why he did. And for now, that was enough. Just another day, looking for the perfect shade to complete my next graffiti masterpiece. I was about to grab a can of Midnight Blue when I spotted them. 2 sketchy dudes, pocketing cans of paint like it was casual Friday at the shoplifting Olympics. Their friend, though, a posh-looking guy, completely clueless. He was standing there like he had no idea his so-called buddies were treating the store like an all-you-can-steal buffet. Not my problem, but... The sketchy duo strolled to the register, acting like they were just innocent customers. The second they stepped through the security scanner, beep, beep, beep.
What? What's happening? I didn't take anything.
His friends, gone. Vanished into thin air.
You! Empty your pockets!
Poor dude looked like he was about to pass out. I could practically see the, am I about to be arrested? Thoughts racing through his fancy little head. Again, not my problem. Except, I let out an overly dramatic sigh, turned on my heel, and skated out of the store. I found them in the alleyway, laughing their asses off with their bag full of stolen paints. Time for some justice. Finn style. Hey, dumbasses.
Huh?
Before they could react, I swung my skateboard. Whack! One went down instantly. The other tried to run, but I grabbed his hoodie and yanked him back like he was a badly behaved golden retriever. Not so funny now, huh? They stared at me, terrified, dazed, and, honestly, pathetic. Pick up the bag. We're going back. I dragged them, literally dragged them, back to the store. I chucked the stolen bag of paint onto the counter. Those two tricked you both. Here, the store owner glared at the actual culprits. We're sorry. We won't do it again. I turned around, headphones back on, and walked out. Unfortunately, the nerd wasn't done with me yet. Wait! What now? I just wanted to say thank you. What's your name? No need. But can't you hear? I already said no need. If you had been able to protect yourself in the first place, you wouldn't have to thank others like this. Huh? I skated away. Hi, I'm Finn. Technically, it's Fiona, but Fiona is way too girly for me. I've lived at St. Mary's Orphanage my whole life. I was dumped here as a baby with nothing but a note. Dear Orphanage, this is Fiona. I can't afford to raise her, so I hope the orphanage will take care of her for me. Best regards, and never meet again. Yep, no parents. Never had him, never needed him. I was adopted multiple times, by the Harringtons, the Millers, the Hopes, blah, blah, blah. But every single family sent me back. Apparently, I was too out of control. Honestly, their loss. Now I get to do whatever I want. Sneak onto rooftops, spray paint the city, skate at midnight, and eat junk food for dinner. Oh, and skipping school. Like right now. Except... Finn! I was startled and almost fell off my chair as Sister Wendy stormed into the room. What now? Did you skip school to paint graffiti again? Graffiti is an artistic expression of... Your teacher called. This is the 5th time this month. Sister, I can't stand school. They always make me study useless subjects, like math. Math is not useless. Oh yeah? What am I gonna do if a burglar breaks into my house at 3 a.m.? Blow his mind with logarithms? Ooh, oh no, a criminal! Behold, the power of algebra! Oh, you're impossible. Listen, Finn, you're going to be out of here soon. You need to learn how to be on your own. And school helps with that? Yes, you can do a lot with a degree. Now get going. Ugh, but I knew better than to argue with Sister Wendy. She was the only one who actually cared. After school, I stopped by my favorite graffiti wall to finish my latest masterpiece, snapped a pic for my Instagram, and then Sister Wendy called. What now? I skated back to the orphanage, dreading whatever lecture awaited me. Except she wasn't mad. Instead, she just looked at me, weirdly. There's a couple inside. They want to adopt you. Again? Finn, listen to me. They're different. They're good people. This is a once-in-a-lifetime chance. Sure it is. Then do it for me. I need to see you taken care of. Fine. Let's just get this over with. I stomped into the meeting room, ready to scare off my latest victims, only to freeze in my tracks. Wait, I knew these people. They were the Laurens, a famous artist couple. So, let me get this straight. These people, the Laurens, aka world-renowned artists, aka ridiculously rich, aka very much out of place in this musty orphanage, wanted to adopt me? Yeah, suspicious. All right, what's the scam? Scam? Nobody just wants to adopt a teenager, especially a troublemaker like me. So, what is it? Tax benefits? Free housemaid? Publicity stunt? Finn, we... Just saying! Rich people don't do things for free. We're not here for anything but you, Finn. We've been following your work for a long time. My work? Your graffiti. Excuse me? We love it. We actually follow your Instagram. Which one? At Urban Rebel Finn. Nope. Nope. My underground graffiti page? The one where I post all my murals? The one where I may or may not have publicly insulted several politicians, school authorities, and the entire New York City sanitation department? So you, what, saw my work and thought, wow, we should adopt that criminal? Not exactly. We appreciate what you do. Your art, your messages, they're raw and fearless. We admire that. Uh-huh. And instead of, I don't know, hiring me, you want to adopt me? We want you to have a home. You've been through a lot, haven't you? I felt my stomach drop. For a split second, it was like they could see right through me. All the times I'd been sent back, all the people who had used me, all the times I had tried to believe someone would actually keep me, only to be let down again. I hated it. Forget it. I'm not getting adopted. Not again. Then I stormed off, leaving them calling after me. I needed to clear my head. They don't get it. Nobody does. A famous artist couple following my work for a year? That was weird. Wait, it's them. What are they doing here? Are you stalking me now?
Oh, Finn! Fancy seeing you here.
This is my spot.
We brought you something.
If it's a please love us gift, I don't want it.
Just take a look.
For a second, I consider telling them to shove off. But curiosity wins. I snatch the bag and rip it open. Inside is a full set of high-end graffiti supplies. Spray paints, markers, stencils. The expensive kind. The kind I've been eyeing for months, but could never afford. Where did you get these?
We own an art studio. Figured you'd like it.
You think this will make me accept you?
No, we just thought you'd like it.
The way he says it, so casual, so certain, like it's not some grand gesture or a bribe, unsettles me. No strings attached, no expectations, just giving me something because they wanted to. And I hate how warm that makes me feel. Ugh, you people are annoying. I kick off on my board and skate away before they can say anything else, but I keep the bag. I've always liked the rooftop. It's quiet, high above the world, with just the hum of the city in the distance. Up here, nothing feels as heavy.
The Lawrence are still waiting.
They're wasting their time.
They're different, Finn. I know you're scared.
I'm not scared.
I know you've been hurt before, and I know you don't trust easily. But the Lawrence, they're kind people.
They could just be faking it, like the others.
I've done background research. They don't have any hidden agenda.
So
maybe give them a chance. Not just for them, for you. And if they ever let you down, you always have a home here.
I don't say anything, but for the first time, I think about it. Well, here we go. Fine, I'll let you adopt me.
Really?
But 2 conditions.
Name them.
1, I can return to the orphanage whenever I want.
Of course.
2, you'll provide as much art stuff as I want.
Done.
You agreed too fast. Suspicious.
We were already planning to send you to art school.
Art school?
You'll go with our daughter, Eve.
Who is Eve?
Your new sister.
Yeah, this just got weirder. Car rolls to a stop, and I step out, skateboard in hand, staring up at what is definitely not a house. It's a museum with bedrooms. The driveway is cluttered with weird metal sculptures, like someone let a bunch of robots die here for the sake of art. I knew rich people live differently, but this was excessive.
Welcome to your new home.
More like a museum I'm not allowed to touch.
You can touch everything, dear.
Even that weird statue that looks like a melted giraffe?
That's actually an original piece from...
Yeah, I don't care.
Let's get you inside. There's someone we want you to meet.
Oh, great. More surprises? Love that for me. I follow them inside, stepping into what looks like an art studio the size of my entire orphanage. And sitting right in the middle of it is a girl who looks like she walked straight out of an elite boarding school brochure. Her outfit? Perfect. Her hair? Neatly tucked, like it stays that way on its own. She's working on some delicate, detailed garden scene.
Finn, this is Eve, your new sister.
Excuse me?
Hi, Finn. It's so nice to finally meet you.
Is it?
I've been really excited. I've always wanted a sibling. Is something wrong?
You don't look threatened.
Why would I be?
Because either A, they're replacing you with me, or B, you're being forced to be nice to me.
What? No.
Finn, dear, we're not replacing anyone.
Then explain why a perfect rich family would go out of their way to adopt a problem child like me.
Because we love your art, Finn.
And because we wanted the house to feel fuller.
That's not reassuring.
Why don't you show Finn to her room?
Of course. Come on, Finn.
Suspicious. Eve swings the door open, and I step into what is definitely not a normal bedroom. The walls are covered in bold, chaotic splashes of color, like someone let loose with a spray can and no self-control. Shelves packed with top-tier graffiti supplies line the room, the kind I've only ever dreamed of having.
I helped design it. I hope you like it.
This is too too nice. What? This is a trap. This is a make her feel comfortable, then spring some insane rich people rules on her situation. No! You can do whatever you want here. Even paint on the walls? Especially on the walls. Okay, slightly less suspicious. Good. Tomorrow's your first day at school. I'll help you settle in. School? Again? You can't just skate around Brooklyn forever. Watch me. Maybe this wouldn't be so bad, but I'm still watching them. They might be nice now, but nobody stays nice forever. I've been to a lot of schools. Some boring, some strict, some that probably should have been condemned by the city. But this was the next level. Welcome to Rosewood Academy. Thanks, I hate it. You'll be fine. Let's find your homeroom. I follow Eve inside, but the second I step through the doors, something feels off. Why does this feel like the opening scene of a horror movie? That's her. The delinquent the Lawrence adopted. Oh, they're afraid of me. Nice. Finn, please don't encourage this. No promises. I was just getting used to my new villain arc when... Wait, you? Oh no. Standing right in front of me is the same posh nerd I saved at the paint store. Why are you here? I go to the school. Why are you here? Plot twist. I got adopted. By the Lawrence? Unfortunately. Oh! You two know each other? Unfortunately. Wow! Small world! Whatever. Just stay out of my way, posh boy. It's Dylan. Yeah, Finn, Dylan's great. He's super smart. Right, Dylan? Sure. Dylan suddenly looks like he just remembered a massive, overdue assignment, and Eve is inspecting her nails like they're the most fascinating thing she's ever seen. I needed air. Everything here is too perfect. The house, the people, the whole, we're a loving, normal family act. The new school is weird. The new family is weird. And now, there's Dylan, the human embodiment of rich kid anxiety. What on earth did I get myself into? Just as I'm lost in thought, a sharp voice cuts through the silence. You're Finn, right? What an impolite child. Don't you know how to greet someone? A tall, lean woman stands by the garden entrance, staring at me with icy disapproval. I tilt my head, intrigued. So, there is chaos in paradise. Good. I was starting to worry this place was too polished for its own good. I don't know who you are. What ifs? Just then, the Lawrence burst into the garden, looking genuinely panicked. Finn, don't mess with her! She is... Huh? Finn, don't mess with her! Turns out, this is Christine, the housekeeper/overlord of the Laurent estate. She's been here forever, practically raised Eve, and definitely thinks she runs this place. She eyes me like I'm a stain on her pristine world. This child needs discipline. Please do not fight, Christine. I like you alive. Fine. So, who actually owns this place then? After surviving the housekeeper from hell, I figured school couldn't be worse. Turns out, I was wrong. A group of girls, covered in fancy brands and way too much perfume, stood in a circle, whispering just loud enough for me to hear. She looks so ugly and dirty, but she was adopted by the Laurent family. I don't get it. I immediately nodded, completely unfazed. Exactly! You guys should be avoiding me like the plague, not crowding around me like this. The group exchanged confused glances. That was not the reaction they were expecting. Your brain is broken or something? You're being called ugly and dirty, and you agree with it? My expression darkened. Killer mode activated. I stepped closer, grabbing her collar, voice dropping into something dangerously calm. Hey, ugly and dirty is my style, but my brain, crystal clear. You want to know what broken really looks like? I raised my hand, about to slap some sense into her. Before I could make contact, a hand caught my wrist. Finn, stop! I turned, annoyed, but Eve wasn't looking at me. She was glaring at the girls. Everyone has their own style. Finn's is bold and creative. You guys just copy each other. The mean girl turned pale. I let go of her collar, grinning. Maybe Eve wasn't so bad after all. So apparently, defending myself at school wasn't as big of a scandal as I thought, because when I got home, everyone acted like normal. No lectures, no disappointed looks, just warmth. And I wasn't used to that. Mr. and Mrs. Laurent treated me like I actually belonged. belonged. They were both artists. Mr. Laurent was even a painter, so they got it. My need to create, to express myself. Instead of telling me to stop vandalizing my own bedroom walls, Mr. Laurent actually complimented my work. Nice color balance. Bold choice with the shading. Mrs. Laurent never batted an eye at my ripped hoodies or messy hair. Instead, she helped me pick out clothes that I liked when we went shopping. Wear whatever makes you comfortable, Finn. It was weird. In a good way. Of course, there was one exception. Christine. She made it very clear that she wasn't part of the Welcome Finn committee. Since I was new, she took it upon herself to teach me the household rules. Except teaching meant criticizing everything I did. If it were Eve, she would have done better. Every single day. Did it annoy me? Absolutely. But I didn't let it get to me, mostly because of Eve. Eve always had my back. Eve always spoke well of Christine, saying how thoughtful, caring, and attentive she was. All that sentimental stuff I didn't quite see, but figured Eve believed in. One day, she suggested I try giving Christine a gift. Said she might actually soften up.
She might be touched, Finn. It's worth a shot.
I wasn't convinced, but whatever. I grabbed a box of red strawberry macarons and handed them to Christine. She frowned. I don't like mint-flavored ones. I blinked. Mint? I stared at her, confused. Strawberry macarons weren't mint, but I shrugged it off. Not worth the headache. Turns out, being adopted by world-famous artists doesn't get you into the advanced art class. Nope. I was stuck in basic art, drowning in lectures about art history. Why did I have to memorize every single art movement when I just wanted to paint? By break, I had given up. I sat at my desk, scrolling through graffiti videos on my phone, watching artists transform gray walls into masterpieces. That's real art. No boring textbooks, no rules, just raw expressions. That's when I heard them again. Ugh, graffiti? That's not art. It's just vandalism. It's trashy. Just like you. You'll never be a real artist. I saw red. Oh yeah? Well, let me show you some trashy art. I dipped the brush into bright blue paint and splattered it all over them. And just like that, chaos. A full-blown fight breaks out. Brushes fly, paint spills, desks knock over. Then... Enough! Soon enough, my parents were called. But instead of scolding me, Mr. and Mrs. Laurent just listened. Finn, we understand. But next time, maybe aim for a canvas instead of people. Mr. Michael, surprisingly, had my back too. Finn, your passion is undeniable, but art should be your voice, not your weapon. Next time, come to me first. It wasn't a total loss, but I wasn't in the mood for class anymore. So, time to find the rooftop. I wasn't expecting company, but there he was, Dylan. Well, well, well. Posh boy skipping class. It's called strategic avoidance. We talked. Turns out he wasn't as annoying as I thought. Before I knew it, Dylan and I clicked like we'd been best friends in another life. It was too easy. The constant banter, the dramatic eye rolls, the inside jokes about our ridiculously fancy school. I wasn't used to getting along with someone this fast. Then, in the middle of our usual nonsense, Dylan playfully nudged my shoulder. Oh, so that's how we're playing now? I half raised my hand, ready to shove him back, when I caught something out of the corner of my eye. Eve. She had been walking just a step behind us, but her usual smile was gone. Her fingers twisted the strap of her bag, her eyes flickering toward Dylan, then away, like she was trying not to look. You okay, Eve?
What? Oh, yeah, totally.
She's probably wondering how she got stuck with the school's two biggest headaches. I laughed. Eve did too, but hers was off. I didn't have time to think much about Eve acting weird, because the school just announced an art competition. At first, I didn't care. Competitions weren't my thing. But then, they started talking. Can you imagine Finn entering? She wouldn't even make it past the first round. She probably won't even try. Not when she has to compete against real artists. Okay, that was it. I pushed off my locker and walked straight up to them. You think I wouldn't?
Well, graffiti isn't real art, you know? You'd be wasting your time.
I almost laughed. So, art only mattered if it was made in a fancy studio with a tiny brush? Please! These girls acted like they got to decide what counted as a real art and what didn't. Too bad for them. I wasn't the type to back down. Fine, I'll enter, and I'll use graffiti in the competition. They laughed. And when you lose, maybe you'll finally admit graffiti isn't real art. I stepped even closer. No, because I'm going to win. And when I do, you'll have to admit graffiti is art. The hallway went quiet, and their smirks disappeared. Guess they didn't expect me to push back. I left school feeling invincible, ready to prove my point. This is gonna be easy. Graffiti is art. I'll show them. At least, that's what I thought. But as I started sketching, something felt off. The lines felt stiff, like I was forcing something that should would flow naturally. My usual creativity was just gone. I kept trying, sketching, erasing, starting over, but nothing looked right. What is this? This isn't me. I ripped the page out and tossed it aside, doubt creeping in. For the first time, I wasn't sure I could pull this off. Doubt still clung to me as I headed to my usual spot, the graffiti wall, hoping fresh air would clear my head. Okay, why do you look like a sad rich boy in a soap opera? Dylan let out a long sigh, running a hand through his hair. I think Eve likes me. I froze mid-step. Huh? I don't know what to do. I don't feel that way about her, but she's my friend, and I don't want to hurt her. I didn't answer right away. Suddenly, all those weird moments with Eve made sense. The way she tensed up, the way she forced those awkward smiles, the way her eyes always flickered toward him when she thought no one was looking. And now I had no idea what to say. If I were in her shoes, wouldn't I be pissed? Wouldn't it suck to like someone who didn't feel the same way? But being me, I just shrugged. Maybe tell her before she explodes? Dylan let out a dry laugh, but there was something heavy behind it. Dylan's words still lingered in my head as I got home, but I barely had time to process them before I found out something new. Eve had also entered the competition. Guess we're rivals now. Let's keep it fair and square. I expected her to laugh, but instead, she nodded, completely serious.
Agreed. We'll compete fairly, not just in this competition.
Wait, not just in this competition? Was she talking about Dylan? I hadn't thought about it before, but the way she said it, so seriously, made it feel like she wasn't just talking about art anymore. A week went by, and all around me, other students were busy working on their competition pieces. Meanwhile, my canvas, still blank. For the first time, graffiti didn't feel like enough, and I hated that feeling. Then, one evening, Eve glanced at me over dinner.
How's your piece coming along?
I shrugged, forcing a smirk.
Nothing yet.
I work better last minute. Total lie. I was completely stuck. Lying about my progress didn't make my art block disappear. So, one night, I snuck into the Lawrence private art studio, hoping inspiration would finally hit me. Yeah, it didn't. Nothing came. No ideas, no spark, just emptiness. Before I could fully sink into frustration, a sharp voice cut through the silence. "What are you doing in here? Who let you in? What if you ruined the expensive supplies?" I rolled my eyes. Perfect. Just my luck. But before I could argue, Mr. Laurent walked in. "Christine, go get some rest. I'll handle this." I waited for him to scold me, but instead, he set up his own easel and started painting. What? Rich people painting ritual at midnight? It's about waiting until the art feels right. What if I can't make something that proves graffiti is art? Then stop trying to prove something. Paint something that screams you. Something clicked. I grabbed a spray can, and for the first time in weeks, I finally painted. For the next few days, I put everything into my piece. Spray paint everywhere, bold colors mixing and clashing, with hidden words scattered in the background. This is art. Rules are stupid. Freedom. It wasn't perfect, but for the first time, it felt right. Meanwhile, Eve spent more and more time alone. She redid her piece over and over, staying up late, erasing, starting fresh. Some nights, I'd catch her in her room, exhausted, staring at a blank page. Christine always brought her late-night snacks, making sure she had the energy to keep going. She wanted this badly. I just didn't know how badly until everything fell apart. The whole school was buzzing. Eve's competition entry had vanished. She stood frozen in front of her open locker, eyes wide with shock.
It was right here. I don't understand.
She ran her hands over the inside of the locker, as if the missing artwork would magically reappear, but it didn't. Who would even steal it? This wasn't some dumb prank. This was weeks of work, gone. Then came the whispers.
Finn was at school late last night.
Maybe she took it.
Maybe she was scared she'd lose.
I turned sharply. Are you kidding me? I could handle insults. I could handle people calling me reckless, wild, a troublemaker, but a thief? That was a different story. Ready to fire back. Then I noticed something. Eve. She wasn't saying anything. She wasn't jumping in to shut them down, to say they were wrong. She just hesitated. And that silence, that pissed me off more than their stupid rumors ever could.
Hey, Finn again.
Last time you saw me, I was standing in the middle of a hallway, getting accused of stealing Eve's art. And the worst part? She didn't say a word to defend me. So, yeah, I wasn't exactly in a good mood. I stormed home, fully expecting Mr. and Mrs. Laurent to doubt me too. But instead, "We believe in you, Finn." Without a doubt, I froze. For the first time, I realized they trusted me completely. But across the room, Eve stood silent for a moment before quietly saying, "That's easy for you to say.
I stayed up so many nights working on that piece.
She turned and left the room, crying. Christine hurried after her. I just stood there, not knowing what to say. But later that night, I finally decided to try. I hesitated for a second, then knocked on Eve's door, trying not to make things worse.
Hey, I'll help you redo your piece.
Eve didn't even look up.
I don't need your help. You take everything.
She looked at me, her eyes glassy, like she was holding back tears.
My parents, my place in this house, and now Dylan, too?
I froze. Wait, this is about Dylan?
Of course you wouldn't get it.
I never wanted Dylan like that. But then, a weird pang hit my chest. Why did I suddenly feel guilty? Eve's words from last night still haunted me, but I didn't have time to think about it anymore, because the next morning, the whole school was talking about me.
Finn sabotaged Eve's painting.
She was scared she'd lose. They suspended her from the competition. I stopped in my tracks. Suspended? Are you kidding me? Fury burned through me as I stormed toward the principal's office, ready to demand an explanation. But just as I reached the door, I heard a familiar voice inside. Dylan? What is he doing in here? Through the small window, I saw him standing in front of the principal's desk, arms crossed, voice firm. She didn't do it. You're making a mistake. The committee will investigate. If you have solid evidence, present it. Otherwise, step aside and let me do my job. So, that's it? You're just going to let them blame her without proof? Enough, son. This is out of your hands. Son? The principal's tired expression, Dylan's defiance? It all made sense now. Dylan was the principal's son. A second later, Dylan walked out, frustration all over his face. I hurried after him. Hey, thanks for standing up for me. You put too much into this to just let them take it away. Then his eyes lit up. What if you submit your piece under my name? I stopped. My frustration flipped into pure excitement.
That is a genius plan.
But when the excitement hadn't faded yet, Eve appeared. She stood there, her eyes flicked between us, filled with resentment.
Why is everyone going out of their way to help Finn? My painting was stolen and no one cared.
Then, without letting either of us say a word, she turned sharply and stormed off. But as she walked away, her foot landed on a paintbrush covered in red paint.
Stupid paintbrush! Ruined my shoes! Ugh, I hate green!
Wait, but that paint is red. I couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. Eve's anger, the missing painting, the way everyone turned against me so fast, none of it added up. And with the competition deadline closing in, there was only one way to get answers. I had to find that painting. So, after school, I stayed behind, determined to search every corner of the building. I had just reached Eve's classroom when I spotted someone suspicious. Someone in a hoodie, face hidden, slipped into the classroom like they didn't want to be seen. Who sneaks into a classroom after hours? Peeking through the door, I watched as the person pulled a painting from their bag and carefully placed it on Eve's desk. Then, just as quickly as they had arrived, they slipped away. I should have run in and checked the painting, but something told me to follow them instead. My heart pounded. Who was this? Then, just as I was about to lose them, they turned a corner and led me straight to my own house. I barely had time to process that when someone else approached them. Christine! Is it done? The figure nodded. Christine pulled out a wad of cash and handed it over. Good. Now leave. I stared in shock. Christine was behind this? Before I could react, the masked figure hesitated. I still don't get it. Why go through all this trouble? Because I am Eve's mother. I know what's best for her. My mind went blank. Eve's mother? Suddenly, everything made sense. Christine's favoritism, her constant need to compare me and Eve. Then, more memories clicked. Both Christine and Eve mistook red for green. Could it be genetic? My mind was racing. Christine was Eve's mother. Did Mr. and Mrs. Laurent know about this? I rushed home, barely stopping to catch my breath. Mr. and Mrs. Laurent were sitting in the living room, calm as ever, until they saw my face. I couldn't hold it in any longer. I saw someone sneaking into Eve's classroom. They put our painting back. It was stolen. Christine ordered it. Before I could explain more, Eve appeared at the top of the stairs.
Oh, so you returned it because you were afraid of getting caught, huh? And now you're blaming poor Christine?
You don't have to believe me, but it's the truth. Christine is the real culprit.
Christine? What are you talking about?
I took a deep breath. She's your mother.
What?
Even Mr. and Mrs. Laurent looked completely surprised. Mr. Laurent's face tensed like he was searching for words, while Mrs. Laurent just stared between me and Eve, completely stunned. Then, finally, Mr. Laurent cleared his throat, his voice unusually careful. Eve, you were adopted.
You're lying.
We took you in when you were a baby, but we never knew Christine was your biological mother.
I glanced at Eve, expecting her to react. Anger, denial, something, but her expression only darkened, shoulders tensing under the weight of the truth.
We'll look into this, but for now, just act normal and focus on the competition.
Act normal? You lied to me my whole life.
Then, without another word, she turned and ran upstairs. The next morning, I woke up to panic. Voices shouting, doors slamming, hurried footsteps. Then, I heard it. Eve was missing. The entire house was in chaos. Mr. and Mrs. Lawrence spoke urgently on the phone, while staff rushed around the mansion, checking every corner. Christine was pacing back and forth, mumbling to herself, while I stood in the middle of it all, trying to process what was happening. Where would Eve go? I needed to think. I ignored the frantic energy in the house. I headed to Eve's room, hoping to find some kind of clue. I opened drawers, flipped through notebooks, nothing. But as I reached for another notebook, a sudden voice shattered the silence.
What are you doing here? In my daughter's room? Give her back to me!
Christine grabbed my arm. She was crying uncontrollably, gripping me like I had personally taken Eve away from her.
It's all my fault! My daughter, where are you? Come back to me! Christine, let her go.
Blaming Finn won't bring Eve back. She just needs time alone. We've already reported this to the police. Now, we have to wait.
You don't understand. You're not her real parents.
Wait, what did she just say? My patience ran out, and before I knew it, I snapped.
They're not her birth parents, but they know her better than you ever did. And you've been living under their roof all these years, lying to their faces, and you don't even feel ashamed?
Christine was stunned, but I wasn't done.
You say you love Eve, but all you've done is lie to her. That's not love. It's selfish. You don't get to call herself her mother just because you showed up.
Christine collapsed onto the floor, and then, through her broken cries, she admitted everything. She had been abandoned by her lover while she was pregnant. Desperate and alone, she left her baby at an orphanage, unable to care for her. Years later, she found out Eve had been adopted by the Lawrence, so she applied as a housekeeper just to stay close to her daughter, to secretly watch over her. But she never had the courage to tell the truth. She was terrified Eve would hate her. She also didn't want to disrupt the good life Eve had with her adoptive parents. And then I came along. Christine had been so afraid that Mr. and Mrs. Lawrence would grow attached to me, that I would replace Eve. So she made things hard for me and ruined my reputation, hoping the Lawrence would start hating me and send me away. The room fell into heavy silence. Mr. and Mrs. Lawrence were speechless. Finally, Mr. Lawrence sighed.
We'll deal with this later. Right now, the most important thing is finding Eve.
Christine buried her face in her hands, sobbing. And for once, I didn't have a snarky response, because I actually felt bad for her. I didn't know what else to do, so I ran. There was only one person who could help me figure this out. I reached Dylan's house and banged on his window.
Finn? It's like 6 in the morning.
I didn't wait for an invitation. I climbed inside. Get up, posh boy. I need your nerd skills. Eve is missing. Dylan's sleepiness disappeared in an instant. He grabbed his laptop and started typing furiously.
If she didn't tell anyone where she went, maybe she left a clue online.
Eve? Posting, "Hey guys, I'm running away" on social media? Not happening.
Obviously not. But lucky for you, I have access to the school system.
Wait, how?
I'm the principal's son, remember? My dad keeps his login saved on our home laptop. One quick access, and boom, school system unlocked.
Pretty sure that's not legal.
Only if I get caught.
A few seconds later, his smirk faded.
Got something. Eve logged into her school account last night from home, and the last thing she searched was St. Mary's Orphanage.
We both stared at the screen, the search history sitting there like a breadcrumb trail. Of course, she didn't just run away. She went home. I skated as fast as I could, my heart pounding, the streets eerily quiet in the early morning light. And there she was, Eve, sitting on the orphanage steps, arms around her knees, staring into nothing like she'd been there all night. You picked a weird place for a meltdown, princess. I sighed and dropped down beside her, pulling my hoodie tighter around myself. After a long silence, Eve finally spoke. I should have figured it out sooner. Figured out what? That I never really belonged. Christine knew me better than my own parents did. I spent my whole life trying to be their perfect daughter, but in the end, I was just another orphan they picked up. Yeah, that's a crap feeling. What? You think I haven't been there? Feeling like a mistake? Like no matter what you do, someone's gonna send you back? But you know what? That's our decision, not theirs. You can sit here forever feeling sorry for yourself, or you can get up, go back, and make them prove they love you. And if they don't, then you and me, we leave. Find a place where nobody can throw us away. Eve finally looked at me, really looked at me. Then, slowly, she smiled. You're such a pain, Finn. You love me. Maybe. That was enough for me. I pulled out my phone and called Mr. Laurent. A short while later, the Laurents pulled up in a car, rushing out to Eve. Relief was written all over their faces. I stood off to the side, watching. Then, suddenly, Mrs. Laurent grabbed me into the hug, too. What? Oh, okay, this is happening. Christine was nowhere in sight. I glanced at Eve. So, you staying? Yeah. Good, because I wasn't about to let you leave me with Dylan. Eve came home, submitted her entry, and little by little, started acting like herself again. But Christine is different. One morning, she left without a word. No note, no goodbye, just gone. You okay? About what? Christine. It's weird. I thought I'd feel angry, but mostly, I just feel relieved. Maybe she needed time to figure things out. If that's what she needs, then she can have it. I didn't know what to say, so I didn't. We just sat there, watching as the sky deepened from orange to blue. Then, out of nowhere, you like him, don't you? I blinked, caught off guard. Dylan? I don't know. You're an idiot. You too. I don't think I ever really wanted Dylan. I think I just wanted to feel like I mattered. A lump formed in my throat. For the first time, Eve felt like family, not competition. She gave me a small smile, and I knew she saw me the same way. After that afternoon, I found myself wandering, my thoughts still tangled, which is how I ended up here, walking through an empty hallway with Dylan. Neither of us said much. The school felt weird when it was this quiet, just the soft buzz of the vending machine and our footsteps filling the empty halls. Then I blurted, "Do you ever think about it?" Dylan shot me a glance. Think about what? If we'd be a thing. Dylan paused mid-step. I just grinned, keeping my tone easy. Not saying I wanted or anything, just wondering. You're impossible, Finn. We kept walking, neither of us saying anything more. But then, just as I thought the conversation was over, you really don't know, huh? I glanced at him, but he was already looking ahead, hands in his pockets, like he hadn't said anything. You're impossible, Dylan. Yeah, guess we both are. We didn't say anything after that, but at least I knew I wasn't the only one thinking about it.
Hello, my name is Dixie, and I have quite a peculiar story for you today. Shout out to Animated Story Show for telling my life story, so please like and subscribe to the channel. I used to have a perfect life. My mom is a lawyer for a top law firm, and she's rarely home, but my dad works from home. And together, we were the best team. And Dixie keeps running, and oh, can she make it? Whew! Yes, she does!
Woohoo! And she shoots and she scores!
Oh my god, what is going on here? Today is our father-daughter tournament. And guess who's winning? Well, this tournament is over. David, you cannot continue to raise our child like a rascal. Clean this place up and come help me make dinner, Dixie. My mom was a total killjoy. At dinner, I was excited to discuss my upcoming birthday with my mom and dad. I finally wrote down what I want. There's only one thing on the list. We have talked about this. You are not getting a sister. But why? Pretty please, Mom. I promise I will help with the baby, and I will even stop playing.
No, we are not having any more kids. Write something else on your list.
But Mom, it's all I want.
Then want something else. Come on, baby. There must be something else you want. A baby is quite a tall order.
If you guys don't give me a sister, I'm going to go on a hunger strike until you listen to me.
Suit yourself. I'm too tired for this. Now let me have my dinner in peace.
Of course she wouldn't care, even if I starve myself. I went upstairs and screamed into my pillow. My mom was so impossible.
Hey, honey, are you good?
Your wife is killing me.
Come on, baby, cut her some slack. Having a baby is a big deal, and it might not be a good time for your mom and me because of work and, something else.
What else? Of course, work is more important to her than us.
Your mom might work a lot, but trust me, she loves you, and I have the perfect gift for your birthday. It is going to be amazing and better than a crying baby.
I doubt that, but we will see. A few weeks later, on the eve of my 14th birthday, everything fell apart. I was in my room when I heard commotion downstairs. It must be Dad setting up decorations. But then I heard Dad and Mom yelling at each other, so I ran downstairs to see Mom sitting in the dark. Mom, why are you sitting here alone? Where's Dad? And why didn't he do my decorations? Honey, there is no easy way to tell you this, but your dad left us. We have been having issues for a while, and I tried to keep us together, baby, believe me. I tried, but he walked away. Liar! Liar! You are lying! My dad will never do that! I will call him right now, and he will tell me that you are lying! But Mom wasn't lying. I called every day for weeks, and Dad never picked up the phone. He was really gone. I couldn't believe it. How could he leave me without a goodbye? As if things weren't bad enough, my mother walked into my room one day wearing the most ridiculous country outfit. We are moving to the countryside. What? To the countryside? Why? I figured that being here in this house might be too much. And if we are going to heal, we need a fresh start. New job, new home, new life. And it's summertime, so you have plenty of time to settle before school starts. I am not leaving. What if Dad comes back for me? He will not. I don't believe you. You're just trying to take me far away from him. Pack your things. We're leaving today. Mark my words. I will not move. I will not. But of course, Mom's way or the highway. Honey, there is something I need to tell you about this place. Where we're going is my home. It's the place I grew up. Huh? You never talk about your home, and now all of a sudden we are moving there? I know it's weird, but it's a long story. But believe me, you will understand soon. And you're finally going to meet my sister, Rose. Sister? You have a sister and never told me? God, do I really know anything about you? Oh, well, we're here. I looked up and I saw the whole farm spreading in front of my eyes. And that's Rose, your aunt. A woman almost as beautiful as my mother stood in the driveway holding a rake. I could immediately sense that she didn't like us. Well, look who it is. Why are you here? This is my home, Rose. I don't need to explain anything to you. Home! Please don't make me laugh. Your husband leaves and you remember that you have a home. That's rich. Hi, Auntie Rose. I'm excited to meet you. Sure. She just walked away and continued shoving hay. Rude. But Auntie Rose was more than rude. She was cruel. She never spoke to my mom and me. She always pretended like we didn't exist. And to make it worse, I tried to ask Mom what happened between them, but she refused to tell me. Adults. Feeling a little suffocated one day, I took a walk to the lake when I felt something like a rock hit me. Ugh! What in the coconuts was that? Oh, so sorry. I didn't see you coming. I'm Callum, and you must be Dixie. Huh? How do you know who I am? This is a little town. We know everyone. So, how are you finding life away from the big city? It's horrible. Can't wait for my dad to come take me away from here. Yeah, about that, I'm really sorry. My dad left too, so I understand how you feel. Listen, I don't know who you are or what you think you know, but my dad didn't leave me, okay? He's just tied up with work. Okay, don't walk away. I'm sorry. Come on, let's see who can skip rocks the farthest. I was so angry at this Callum guy and the rest of the stupid town for thinking my dad left. But the thought of going back to the Cold War at home, I'd much rather stay with him. Turned out, Callum was a breath of fresh air, and soon we started spending more time together. One night, I was sleeping in my room when my mother walked into my room. Hey, honey, I know that so much of this has been difficult for you, so I brought someone to help. Meet Summer, your adopted sister. I couldn't believe it. For the first time in forever, I ran and hugged my mom. Thank you so much. I finally have a sister, a forever friend. Yes, we are going to be best friends, sister. Summer was just 1 year younger than me, but she was so energetic and full of adventure. Every morning, she would leave the room before I woke up to explore the grounds, and late at night, she would tell me all the tales of her adventure during the day. Best of all, Summer also didn't like Auntie Rose's attitude one bit. So at night, we would badmouth Rose behind our back until we fell asleep. It was so satisfying. I saw you with Callum today. Hubba, he is so cute. Is he your boyfriend? Ew, no, we're just friends. Okay, if you say so. Guess what I did today? I left the barn doors open, and I'm sure all the animals have escaped by now. What? Summer, why would you do that? Because Rose has been rude to us. All she cares about is those animals. And let's see what she does when the animals are all gone. Christ, that's terrible, Summer. Please don't do that ever again. Auntie Rose is going to be so mad at you. Almost as if it was on cue, I heard a barge on my door. Summer jumped and hid behind me. You rat! How dare you! I know you let the animals get out. You are so lucky I got there on time. If not, what? Rose, how dare you threaten my child? Tell your little nuisance to stay away from my property, or I will deal with her. I could feel Summer shivering behind me, so I had to be a big sister and protect her. Auntie Rose, I am very sorry. It will never happen again. Auntie Rose just huffed and walked away. Phew, that was close. But after they all left my room, Summer started laughing. I warned her to never play silly pranks again, but I just knew that she would not listen to me. The next time I hung out with Callum, I told him what happened. Summer keeps playing pranks on Auntie Rose. I'm worried she's going to make Mom and Auntie Rose fight even more. Well, maybe she's just trying to adjust, and it's her own way of acting out. She has to get over it quickly because bitter Auntie Rose doesn't play. What's Summer like, by the way? She's sweet, but she's always busy going on her wildest adventures. When I got home that day, my mom and Auntie Rose were in a shouting match. I know my child, and she didn't do this. You can be mad at me all you want, but don't accuse my child of something she didn't do. Someone keyed my car. It's you, Dixie, isn't it? I didn't do it. I told you. Is this why you came here? To torture me? Haven't you done enough? After all these years, I can't believe that you came back to continue to cause me pain. Rose, please no. Then Mom started to cry too. Can you please tell me what happened between you guys? Enough with the secrecy. When Rose and I were teenagers, she had a piggy bank where she saved money to get out of this place and start her life somewhere new. She never wanted to stay in the small town, but then one day, your grandparents expected me to take over the farm, and I panicked. So I stole her piggy bank, got on a train, and left. And because I left, Rose was stuck here with a farm. Ugh, I hate that I hurt my sister, but I don't regret it. If I didn't leave, I wouldn't have met your dad, and I wouldn't have had you. Oh my God! I can't believe you did that! That's why she hates us! You ruined her life! I know! That's why I came back. I want to fix things, but everyone I love hates me. Your dad, you, and my sister. Maybe I am just a terrible person. What you did was terrible, but you are not terrible, Mom. But you have to apologize to Auntie Rose and do whatever it takes to make it up for her. I was happy Mom admitted her wrongdoing and wanted to make amends after all. So we all had a heart-to-heart conversation when Mom finally had the courage to apologize to Auntie Rose. She was still mad at first, but then, you know I resented you for many years. But because you left me with a farm, I realized how much I loved the land and eventually found my spiritual healing here. So in a way, I have to say thank you, and sorry for being mean to you. We all shared a warm embrace. It felt so good to be a family again. When I got back to my room, I was glad to see Summer there. Oh, thank God you're here. Where have you been the whole day? Busy wandering around plotting my new prank on Rose? You have to stop messing with Auntie Rose right now. She and Mom actually patched things up. Then I told her everything, but to my surprise, no, messing with her is fun, and I like it. If you don't stop, I'm going to tell everyone. You can try, but no one would believe you. I am the cute and cuddly one. Summer, why can't we just get along? Why do you have to break my heart, just like everyone else? Ask yourself. Don't put that onto me. I was so furious. What type of sister from hell was this? But she was right. No one was going to believe me unless I caught her in the act. But before I could do anything, I got carried away with the work at the farm. One day, Callum and I were helping Mom in the storage house when Auntie Rose ran in. Someone destroyed the chicken coop, ran a tractor into it. What? That was it. I know who did it. It was Summer. She is the one who has been doing all of it, not me. I tried to take the fall for her and talk her out of it, but she is not listening to me. Rose looked at me like I was insane. You are a terrible liar. I know you did this. I have proof. She pulled out a video, and I felt like I was being sucker punched. It was me. I was driving the tractor. Then I crashed it and started laughing hysterically. No, that's not possible. I didn't do that. Summer did. Summer did all of it. I tried to fix it so Auntie Rose could forgive Mom, but she got upset with me and started doing more daring stuff. Sometimes I found her pranks and fixed them before you saw them, but I couldn't get it all. At this point, everyone was staring at me with so much concern in their eyes. Honey, who is Summer? Summer, my sister, the one you adopted. I didn't do that. You have no sister. Wait, I think I know what is happening. It makes sense now. Dixie, Summer is not real. You made her up. That's not true. You know her. I don't, actually. I never met her. Oh, my poor baby. You need help. I am not insane. It's okay, sweetheart. It's okay. Mom and Auntie Rose then drove me to the hospital, where I would be given therapy. Callum also came with us and sat with me in the waiting room. I can't even trust my brain again. I don't even know what's real anymore. Did I also imagine you too, Callum? No, you didn't. I am real, Dixie, and I will be here with you every step of the way. Right then, Mom and Auntie Rose came back after talking to the therapist. Dixie, honey, I'm so sorry for not listening to you and your needs for so long. I knew you always wanted a sister, but I never took you seriously. It was my fault. If I had been there for you, listened to you, and hadn't been so controlling and distant to you, things might have been different. But now I promise I will always be here with you, and you're going to be okay. I promise. What about Summer?
You don't need Summer. You have us. All of us.
My precious Sunday is ruined because of my not-so-precious sister, Emma, who insisted on dragging me to church for some sister time. We walked in to see the priest rushing over. Welcome in. You must be our new member, Janet. Whoa! Just then, the holy statues nearby all fell over and shattered to pieces. It's a bad omen. She's a jinx. No!
You devil! Get out of here!
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation. Hi, my name's Janet. If you think I'm a jinx too, you're seriously wrong, because animators, rewind that last scene, pause it right there, and see that? That's my sister, Emma. And fast forward a bit more. Pan over, please. There. That right there is the ringmaster behind my so-called bad luck. You must be wondering why I hadn't exposed Emma that day. It's because everyone is fooled by her naive Cinderella look and never believed how a living angel could do such mischievous deeds. But the truth is, she's the devil. She did everything to make me look like a walking disaster everywhere I go. But who am I, huh? That night, to get back at Emma, I hid under the bed till she was sound asleep, wrapped my icy cold hands around her ankles, jumped out from under the bed, and boo! Emma screamed through the roof, and our parents walked into the room worried just to see me laughing hysterically. Right then, the police on patrol also barged in, thinking something real wrong went on in our house. We ended up spending the night trying to explain to them nothing happened, and they finally left. Do you know how many sleepless nights we've had just because of you girls' petty fights? That's it. I'm signing you both up to join a community farm from tomorrow. What? But Dad, I can't live amongst animals and dirt. For once, I agree with Emma. There's no way I'm going there. You're not going back till you learn to live with each other. Living with Emma 24/7? I'd much rather be the jinx now. So the next morning, Mom and Dad drove us to the farm to live off the land and bond together. But look at this tranquility and picturesque scenery. Maybe coming here wasn't such a bad idea after all. Suddenly, a loud, obnoxious track started playing from inside my suitcase, startling the animals, and they went rogue. Stop the music! But my suitcase was locked. I caught Emma smirking, pressing her phone, and the music suddenly stopped. Once everything was under control, the farmers gave me looks of disapproval. Just when I thought things couldn't be any worse, a trailer nearby slipped off and began to roll downhill, heading straight for an oblivious farmer. Emma immediately swooped in and pushed herself and the farmer out of harm's way just in the nick of time. Richard, are you okay?
Oh, yes, thanks to this young lady. You saved my life. What a good luck charm you are.
That trailer has been sitting there for ages without any problems. Why did it suddenly break just now? Oh, it's my sister. She has this reputation for bringing bad luck wherever she goes. I apologize on her behalf. No. Don't listen to her. She's evil.
That's not something you should say to your sister. Look at her. What an angel.
Emma immediately activated her manipulating power.
Aww. Come on. We got the nicest room for you.
Hey, what about me? The next morning, I was told to milk the cows while Emma didn't even have to lift a finger, just wandering around and pulling pranks on me. In a panic, a guy appeared and helped me out.
What happened here? The hoses are all snipped off.
I'm so sorry about that. It's my sister's stupid prank to get me to look like bad luck.
Interesting. Oh well, we'll hand milk the cows until we get them replaced.
Hand milk? That'd take forever. Emma's gonna have to pay.
Hey, no need for that. I'll give you a hand. I'm Kai, by the way.
He gave the brightest smile, and I instantly felt better. I'm Janet. Thanks for helping me, but which buttons do I push to get milk? Kai cracked up, and I felt like the dumbest thing in the world.
I'm sorry, but that was so cute. Okay, you don't push any buttons. You squeeze it, like this.
Just then, Sylvia walked by and saw us. Well, well, well. Who makes you smile like that, Kai? Janet, you are really something, huh? As she left, I felt my heart racing and saw Kai blushing also. Whew, it sure feels hot like summertime. So, Kai, how long have you been living here? Just recently. I'm actually a skier from the city too, but I came here due to some stuff. Come on, let's go sell the milk. Kai and I then made our way to the bustling market. Surprisingly, customers were eager to get their hands on our milk. I was ready to make my first hard-earned cash when suddenly, you'd better watch out. You'd better not buy. Better not drink this milk right here. Jinxie Janet's coming to town. The crowd buzzed with concern over our milk. Actually, I thought someone else was a jinx. You see, our milk is especially fresh today, all thanks to my good luck charm, Janet. She and I worked all morning to milk the cows by hand. Thanks to Kai's words, the crowd was excited again. Just like that, we sold out in just a few hours. Woohoo! But when we got home, people started praising Emma for bringing good luck to the business. Actually, it was Kai and me who milked the cows, and more thanks to Kai who did most of the heavy lifting. She has nothing to do with this. The room suddenly felt awkward and people started to look away. Only Sylvia cared to acknowledge us. I see. You two make a great team. What about us? I think we'll make a better team. Get off of me, you creep! Ouch. Feisty. Oh my gosh, are you okay? Why are you acting like such an animal, Janet? I'm alright. She may be a bit cold right now, but she'll warm up to me in no time. Right, princess? Emma immediately gave me a death stare. Aiden, why are you here? I'm here for you, brother dearest. Mom and Dad are worried sick back home. Holy cow, these two are related? But they're nothing alike. Well, it does explain why their tension was scorching up the room. Stop it, you two. Always with the bickering. It's getting late. Janet, will you go and lock the barn door? Oh, yes, definitely. But before I reached the barn, a hand suddenly pulled me back. Keep your claws off of Aiden. He's mine. Oh, I see. You're smitten with him, huh? Well, too bad, because he seems to like me instead, sister. How dare you? Emma dashed ahead of me towards the barn, turned all the lights on, blew on the deafening whistle, and the sheep went wild again. I desperately tried to stop the panic herd, but no use. Only when the farmer showed up and let the shepherd dog do his job was the scene under control. This is all your fault. You'll bring us nothing but bad luck and chaos. That's not true. I was trying to help while this was Emma's doing. Stop with all the blaming and start learning some manners, will you? I was stunned. Behind Richard, Emma grinned slyly. She won this time, but not for long. Cause how about I steal Emma's crush, aka Aiden, right in front of her? Well, actually, I didn't really have to steal anything, because Aiden always found his way to me first. And he also brought Kai along. It was like something was going on between them, and they kept fighting to get my attention. They showered me with food, fought over the seat next to me at dinner, and wouldn't let me lift anything remotely heavy. It was getting a little annoying, but seeing Emma fuming with jealousy each time is so worth it. One afternoon, Kai and I were picking flowers in the field when he gently tucked a flower in my hair. It looks good on you. Then, he lifted my face and leaned in closer. I was floating in the summer breeze, ready for a kiss when we both got shaken up by the engine revving. Aiden? Sup, pretty thing? Wanna go out with a date with me? She's with me, can't you see? Well, maybe I'm blinded. Blinded by my love for you. How about you two can show some brotherly love and go together, huh? Then I walked off, only to see Emma's blonde head sticking out from the flowers. Hey Aiden, on second thought, I'd love to go with you. Shall we? Driving away, I could see Emma furious, and Kai with sad eyes following me? But the thing was, this was hella awkward. I don't feel like flirting if there was no Emma. And he, well, I don't know, couldn't stand it anymore. So I told him to stop at this random clothing store and insisted he try on this fancy suit. Whoa, you cleaned up nicely, huh? Do I not look good usually? Well, you kinda look like a hooligan. Is that genuine joy I see on your face? What? I'm always smiling. Oh, really? You and Kai were ready to bite each other's heads off just then. You don't know everything about us, Janet. I know you have a thing for him, but I can never let you two be together. Not this time. We came back to the farm to see Emma waiting for us, all agitated. You tramp! Isn't Kai enough for you? Now you're playing the double game with Aiden? And you're just jealous because Aiden doesn't like you. That's right. I only have eyes for Janet. She and Kai were never together. So quit sticking your nose into our business. Emma couldn't utter a word. For the first time, she seemed so vulnerable, then rushed away in tears. Look what you did, brother. Playing with both Emma's and Janet's hearts is a low blow. You're one to talk. Wasn't the thing with Tina your low blow? Tina? Tina who? Tina was your crush. I had nothing to do with her. It's about time you get over that. That's not what Tina said. She told me you flirted with her, and you abandoned her when she's falling for you. She lied, okay? She wanted to use you against me, and never once reciprocated her obsessive behaviors. I just want to leave everything behind and enjoy my life here, with her. So Aiden, please, just let us be. Too bad. She seems to like me instead. Can't you see? She doesn't care if her sister likes me. She still chose me over you. Dang, those words hit me hard. I didn't realize what I'd done to Emma all along. It's time to end all these silly sibling conflicts. Guys, stop. Can't you see you're hurting each other just like Emma and I? Janet, this jerk plays with you and Emma. He deserves a fist or two. No, Kai. I'm not exactly innocent either. I was also using Aiden to get back at Emma. You what? I know. But all these petty revenge doesn't bring us any good. No one wins at all. And honestly, I regretted having hurt Emma. And so should you guys. You want this golden boy to drop his sky-high ego? Yeah, good luck with that. I'm not a golden boy, Aiden. Are you kidding me? With all your success and skiing trophies, Mom and Dad can even see me behind all that. When you left home, they freaked out and made me go looking for you. Do you know the reason I quit skiing and left home? Cause Mom and Dad wouldn't stop pressuring me. It's suffocating. Every time I stand on the rink, my whole body shakes like crazy. I'm not perfect, Aiden, and I did not want to take away any attention from you. I'm sorry if you ever feel that way. Well, I didn't know. You could have told us what you'd gone through. To who? To Mom and Dad? The ones who keep pushing and nagging? Sorry I wasn't there for you. Heck, I was the worst. Right? You two could work this out. Now if you excuse me, I have my own sibling conflict to resolve. I was about to leave when we heard Emma screaming. Fire! Fire! Help! We immediately rushed to her, and the fire already caught on the haystack. It was spreading fast. I accidentally knocked over the oil lamp. What do we do now? You go call the firefighter. Aiden, you go get everyone here. Us two, we will go get water. Go, go, go! Kai and I tried our best to pour bucket after bucket of water, but it only stopped the fire from spreading, not put it out. We almost exhausted ourselves when the farmers arrived along with the firefighters, and luckily, after half an hour, everything was under control. Phew! But then, the farmers started surrounding me. It was because of you, isn't it? Every time incidents happen, you're always on the scene. Coincident? I think not. There we go again. But this time, I'm too beat up to even say anything. Then, there was Emma, petrified in fear, so I used every last effort to stand up. That's right, I knocked over the oil lamp and caused this fire. What are you doing? It's okay, I'm used to this. No, it was my fault. Janet's just trying to take the fall. In fact, this whole time, I was the one doing all the damage and blaming it on Janet. Was this for real? Emma standing up for me? You? Is this some kind of childish joke? You could have really harmed everyone here. This is our life work, not your girls' playground. I'm truly sorry. That's it. Tomorrow morning, you'll have to leave here for good. Both of you. We had no choice but to call our parents to pick us up. Meanwhile, I gotta pack my stuff. Hey, I know I've been mean to you since forever, so why did you still take the blame for me? I'm just tired of petty fights. Besides, I feel bad for stealing Aiden away from you. I don't have any feelings for him, and I don't think he falls for me either. I just wanted to mess with you. I figured. I actually heard what you guys were talking about before, and it hit me hard. You know, I used to enjoy being the only child. Yeah, no kidding. But honestly, when you came, it felt like all the attention and love was stripped away from me. I felt so lonely and jealous, so I decided to make you the center of attention, but in the worst way possible. I'm sorry. It's okay. It's all in the past now. I just want us to get along. And me not be called a jinx anymore. You got it. The next morning, our parents arrived all angry. We were so ready for a long-term grounding, but once they saw us holding hands, they were pleased. Honey, I think your plan worked. I knew it. You two can be little troublemakers, but deep down you still love each other. Come on, let's go home. Can we just wait for a few minutes? I don't want to leave without saying goodbye to Kai. But what took him so long? I gotta get going. Then Kai finally showed up. Wait up! I rushed out of the car and ran to give him a big hug. I thought you wouldn't come to say goodbye. How could I not? Especially when you forget the most important thing. Really? What is it? It's me, you silly. Oh, you're coming back to the city? Yes, I have a reason to be back now. To the city, to skiing, and what is it? It's you. Suddenly, a tree fell over right beside us and crashed the mailbox, causing all of the mail to fly out. You really are bad luck, aren't you? Hey, that tree was already rotten. And don't you think that it barely missing us means I'm good luck? I'm just kidding.
I dashed along the hallway, then skidded to a halt in front of the classroom door. I was late. Again. Miss Anderson, what's your excuse today? Morning, sir. I'm sorry, but my spaniel hid my shoes, then I tripped over a package by my front door, then my heap of a junk car wouldn't start, and... That's enough. Good God. Please sit down. Ashley already took attendance. What? So much for my perfectly crafted excuse. Mr. O'Shaughnessy totally would have let it slide, but she had to ruin it.
I'm Ashley. I'm pretty. I'm perfect. Everybody likes me.
Well, no one likes teachers' pets, Ashley. Think I'm being too harsh on her? Just ask anyone about Ashley May Anderson. Ashley's father's a vet with a Medal of Valor. They even had dinner with the president at the White House. For her sweet 16, she rented out the swankiest club downtown for an entire weekend, and David Guetta DJ'd. Ashley dated 2 college boys at the same time, and when they found out, things got physical. Okay, maybe not all of that was true, but who cares? Look, the main character here is me. Hi, my name's Ashley May Anderson. I know, what a freaky coincidence, right? But that's the only thing we had in common. Because unlike popular Ashley, I'm just a normal teen who's just minding her own business. But then she transferred here and messed up everything. This happens every time I open my locker. And they're not addressed to me, but to Ashley. Jeez, why do boys go so cuckoo bananas over that pretentious princess? I gathered that whole cluster and dumped them on Ashley's desk. Here's your delivery for the day. Oh, I have no use for those things. You can keep them if you want. Ha! How snobby. I know those rumors weren't all lies. Alright, if you said so. Being mistaken for Ashley was so annoying that I did consider putting a sign on my locker or something. But I suppose sometimes it actually had its perks. Like when I accidentally knocked over a trash can in the school's parking lot. But upon knowing my name, the janitor said my father was his commanding officer back in the day and let me off. And believe it or not, these mix-ups didn't only happen at school. Once, my family went out for dinner and the staff at this restaurant thought we were the other Andersons. They must be some really important people, cause the super attentive waiters topped up our drinks for free and gave us complimentary desserts. Pretty sweet, right? Only when we were leaving, things almost went south when the manager shook my dad's hand and said, "Thank you for your service." My dad seemed confused, but fortunately, I dragged him away before they busted us. I mean, Ashley's been enjoying these privileges her entire life, so it's fair I benefit a little from them. Especially since I have to endure being called her Walmart version. Anyway, back to me. I arrived home to find a teary-eyed girl sitting on our front porch. She must be one of Billy's exes. If your brother's a jock that all girls flock around, you'd get used to this real soon. He went through girlfriends quicker than hair gel, and he always had some peeves about them, like Mandy, too clingy, Katie, too dramatic, Maggie, too flirty. The list goes on. Then, as soon as my backpack hit the bedroom floor, my door burst open. Hey, I need your help. What? Need a hand to make up with Cry Barbie out there? She's ancient history. Check this out. Her name's Jane Brown. Ain't she a beaut? I immediately recognized her. She's the waitress that he kept eyeing the other day. Now, he needed my help to ask her out and not seem creepy. So, I suggested taking her to his friend Alexander's party this weekend. How do you know about that? Isn't that cool people exclusive? As if I wanted to. I was added to their group chat by accident because they thought I was Ashley. Right. Hot Ashley. You should come too. I'll be with Jane, but Victor will be there. Wait, I'll see my crush at that stupid party? Sign me up then. Jocks, cheerleaders, stuck-up kids. This place was packed with people like Billy. My brother briefly introduced me to the host Alexander, while Madison followed him around looking all shy and gooey-eyed. Wasn't she bothered that all Alexander seemed to care about was if anyone had seen Ashley? I also got to officially meet Jane, but the person I was looking for was Victor. He's so much more than just a cute face in the crowd. He's the peanut butter to my jelly. But before I could talk to him, a bunch of dudes popped out of nowhere. This is Ashley? Oh man, I thought she was supposed to be pretty. No offense though. She's a 6 if you squint hard enough. I'm squinting now and you're barely even to yourself. No offense, though. What did you say? Don't worry, you can still go after pretty girls. They just need a crate of fear first. The crowd suddenly felt silent and stared at us. This party is so lame. Peace out, losers. Anywhere is better than that stuffy elitist hellhole, but it's a bummer I didn't get to talk to Victor. He's Billy's best bro and used to come hang out at our place pretty much every day, but not anymore. Guess he's been avoiding me ever since I told him I had feelings for him. I was going to settle things with him tonight, but those jerks ruined it. Do I need to print my own t-shirt saying, "I'm Ashley, you must be looking for Ashley"? The next day, while looking for Victor, I heard someone calling my name, but I turned around only to see Alexander calling for, Ashley. So annoying. I saw him make a move on her, but she said guys like him bored her, then proceeded to list all his flaws. Oof, harsh. From then on, I tried my best to avoid Ashley, and thought my life would be light and breezy. But nope. On the contrary, I found myself in a series of unfortunate events. One day, a stack of religious magazines randomly showed up on our doorstep. But the real kicker was, they were all addressed specifically to me! And there was absolutely no way to convince my family and neighbors that I wasn't a member of the Church of Scientology. 2 days later, all of my clean clothes had some weird stains and holes on them. I had to beg Billy to lend me some of his. That day, I went to school in an old jersey, looking like a midget. Then, this Monday, I became the center of attention by showing up with my face covered in pimple patches and band-aids. Well, that's because I woke up to countless cystic acne and didn't have enough patches. This resulted in me being called the mummy for 5 days straight. But the final straw was my car having 2 flat tires. The clock was ticking, so I asked Billy to take me to school. However, he just flat out refused, saying he'd already promised to pick Jane up. No other choice, I had to ride my old bike. When I saw Billy's car in the driveway, my pettiness got the better of me, so I splashed my half-empty milk carton over the windshield. I'm on my way. Oh my god, you little brat! Sorry, babe, you won't believe what my sister just did. Seeing Billy's reaction was chef's kiss. You got it coming, big bro. The next day, my car was fixed, so I managed to get to school early. Looks like my string of bad luck was finally over. Okay, let's see who wants to confess to Queen Ashley today. From Victor? Oh no, why him? I stood there, frozen with a letter in my hand, still processing the situation when a friend came and showed me something on her phone. It's a video of me singing and dancing in my room! No one's supposed to see this, ever! It had been uploaded by some throwaway account, but who else could it be but Jesus Christ, Billy! I rushed home to see Billy and Jane cuddling in the living room. How's he still so calm after pulling that on me? I confronted him, and he didn't even bother denying it, and even said that's what I deserved for vandalizing his car. We screamed and shouted at each other, but before we ended up in a fistfight, he stopped and stumped off to his room. I was still fuming, glaring at his shadow, when I saw Jane gawping at me in delight. Don't blame your poor brother too much, dear. It was I who pulled the strings. What? Jane? But why? We'd barely even interacted. Then she went on about all of my mishaps lately were her doings. Yep, my so-called bad luck, it had been Jane all along. That's for stealing Alexander from my sister. He's her first love. Do you know how heartbroken Zoe has been? Wait, Zoe who? And why on earth would I choose to mingle with that playboy Alex? Kudos to this girl for thinking I could ever steal someone's boyfriend. Hello, I'm still struggling with my lifelong crush over here. I tried to tell her she made a mistake, but she wouldn't listen. Stop denying it. I know it's you. You're East High's Ashley with a vet dad. That checked all the boxes already. Hold up. There's another Ashley May Anderson in our school. She's Ashley with EY. I'm Ashley, EIGH. Her dad is a war veteran. My father is a veterinarian. Oh snap. Good lord. She devised this intricate plan, approached Billy just to make it work, and was successful for the most part. Well, apart from having the wrong person. Just amazing. Jane apologized and promised to take down the video. However, she wanted me to help her take revenge on Ashley in return. I didn't want to get involved, but I also never wanted to be on her bad side again, so I reluctantly agreed. But if you think about it, Jane's story didn't quite add up. Ashley seemed to have a holier-than-thou attitude and had dozens of admirers waiting in line. Why would she get in between them? Not to mention, Alexander's a notorious player who Ashley already ruthlessly rejected. I believe there's more to this. As expected, thanks to that video, my school life was now even more awkward than usual. But it didn't matter, as I was too preoccupied with Operation Ashley. Today's mission, approach her after cheerleading practice. I stood in the corner behind the bleacher, waiting for my chance. But before I showed myself, I saw Madison march over, say something to Ashley, then storm off. After that, Ashley started sobbing? I didn't know what happened, but I felt bad for her. So I tried comforting her, but she kept brushing me off. Look, you can keep the Ice Queen act all you want, but I know you have feelings too. I thought you might have something else you want to share with me, not just the name. And it was like I pulled a lever that let out all of her bottled-up emotions, and we had a heart-to-heart all afternoon. Just as I thought, things weren't what they seemed. We'd better talk this through with one another, so I set up a meeting at a cafe in the South Coast Plaza, as they wouldn't dare to cause a scene in public, right? Anyway, Ashley clarified that Alexander and her weren't a thing, while assuring Zoe that she deserved a guy much better than him.
But Alex was really sweet to me. He gave me this present on our 1-month anniversary.
Did he say it's his grandmother's? Yeah, he tried giving me an identical one on my birthday. I'd say you dodged a bullet when you two broke up. Please, look at yourself first. You two flirt with boys left and right, and still act all high and mighty. Get off that high horse. Ashley seemed genuinely hurt by Jane's words that it took her a while to speak up. I'm just sick and tired of being the popular girl who has to live up to everyone's expectations. It's too exhausting. I thought transferring here would mean a fresh start, but everyone still has this impression of me which I can't seem to change. The rest of us looked at each other in confusion when we saw how sad Ashley's situation actually was. We didn't know there were so many downsides to being high school popular. Ashley, you know you can just be yourself, right? The world will have to accept you for who you truly are. If people don't like you, then so be it. Yeah, if they don't, that's their problem, not yours. You can't fit into a mold to please everyone, 'cause there's no such thing. I don't want to agree with her, but she has a point. Let the whole world know the real Ashley. And you too, Zoe. Someday, you'll find a good guy who loves you for yourself. Alright, girls, that's settled. Now, I have to deal with my own mess. Billy found out the truth and now he's been ghosting me.
But I swear to God, I'm in love with this guy. Gotta go. Bye.
I couldn't believe I was rooting for my saboteur and her accomplice to be together. But here I was. Go get him, Tiger! The next Monday, Ashley walked to class and had lunch with me instead of Madison and her clique. And, of course, this didn't go unnoticed. You left us for her? What is she? You're not hot, sister? Before I could clap back, Ashley stood up and unleashed her inner sass. This is me living my life as my true self. If any of you bootlickers have something to say about that, you can shove it where the sun won't shine. Sweet Mary, Jesus, and Holy Spirits! Who knew she had it in her? Her words completely decimated those hyenas. And suddenly, someone grabbed my wrist. Victor? Slow down! Where are you taking me? Besides, you got the wrong person, and also the wrong address for this. You should give it to her yourself. Actually, I sent it to the right girl, but apparently she still hasn't opened it. Wait, what? And you're right, I should tell her myself. It's just that Billy and I made a deal that sisters are off limits, so I thought it's better to avoid you. But hearing Ashley talk about being herself made me realize that I'm sick of hiding my feelings. I'm gonna make Billy see how sincere I am for you. Before I do that, Ashley, I like you, and, will you go on a date with me? Yes! Yeah, I suppose that would be cool. This is beyond my wildest dream! Not only do I have a brand new friend, but also a date with my dream guy. Fortune is finally smiling on me.
Hi, I'm Donna, an influencer extraordinaire and soon-to-be supermodel. My family are my biggest supporters. Look, there's my sister Charlotte. Even though my parents are busy running the family corporation, they buy me whatever I want. This includes this spectacular dress for the upcoming Elite Model Look contest. Girls, get ready. We're eating out tonight. Yay! Charlotte just helped Dad secure another business contract, so it's time to celebrate. At the restaurant, Mom, Dad, and Charlotte walked ahead while I showed my 329,587 followers around. My fans even commented that I should compete for Miss USA. Suddenly, someone bumped into me, causing me to drop my phone. Oh no, my live stream's ended, and it's all his fault. Idiot, you ruined my live stream. Now my fans will think I'm rude and unfollow me. Are you walking with your eyes closed? Sorry, I didn't mean to. Let me make it up for you. Donna the Fabulous? Okay, you've just got one more follower. What a jinx. He better stay out of my sight. But as soon as I reached our table, I saw his face again. Why is he here? Donna, this is Matthew, our new finance director. Oh, how important. But not as much as live streaming, right? Who does he think he is? Charlotte even laughed at his stupid joke. Speaking of which, Donna, you're going to study business from now on. Time to stop those modeling, live streaming things. What? But why? You've always supported my dreams before. But Dad just ignored me and chatted with Matthew. Dad was being so unreasonable. Everything was fine until that Matthew guy showed up. Charlotte comforted me and suggested we attend business classes for me while I prepared for the modeling contest. What a brilliant idea! Oh, I love my amazing quick-witted sister. I then put all of my focus into practicing for the contest. But Matthew kept on disturbing me with his nonsense. He even sent me a picture of wedding rings saying, "Are these okay? Think they'll match us?" I frantically called him to ask him what all the gibberish was about. Hasn't your dad told you yet? We're getting engaged and taking charge of the company together. What on earth is this guy saying? Since when was I expected to marry some guy I barely knew and take over a business I had no interest in? Dad should have some explanation for this. Upon arriving home, I confronted Dad, but he just sighed and said he was planning on telling me himself. But you can't just dictate my career and who I marry. Donna, I only want the best for you. But Dad, Donna didn't even attend her business classes and is still indulging in her nonsense fashion club. How can you expect her to handle the company? Oh no, why is she telling him that? Was she trying to help me? She's right, Dad. I have no interest in business at all. I can't. If that's the case, then you can start as vice president and get some hands-on experience. And you, Charlotte, you'll be Donna's personal assistant and support her. No! This is not how you want it to turn out. Dad used to love us both, but now he didn't even listen. Ugh, yes, Charlotte, my savior. She would surely know what to do. I can't believe it. I've tried so hard to prove myself, only to have everything given to a simple-minded fool like you. Simple-minded? That's what you really think of me? Well, I guess I just gotta take my new position to show her how simple-minded I am then. So the next morning, I dolled up and strutted to the company lobby under a different name, Miss Vice President. Huh, look at those gawking eyes wishing they could escape from the boring suits. Matthew was there too, and was he laughing? Suddenly, my heel got tangled up in my dress and I tripped over. What a disaster. Matthew offered me his hand and asked if I was okay. Who needs his help? And all the silly chatters? Just wait and see. And by that, I mean now. Matthew introduced me to the company's core members and announced some new strategic goals for the company. ROI, margin, accounts. Geez, what kind of language is he speaking? After what seemed like an eternity, he asked if anyone wanted to add anything. Aha! I, of course, couldn't miss a chance to show my leadership. This office is seriously lacking some colors. Violet blinds would be a good start, and some motivational pictures really help boost productivity. Oh, you mean putting up motivational quotes? Oh, please, no. Motivation comes from the all-time fashion greats. You know, Bella Hadid, Tyra Banks, Kendall Jenner. Everyone gawped at me while Charlotte furiously signaled me to stop. Everyone here is so boring. Alright, I'll stop then. My first day was then followed by tedious meetings and schedules. Everyone was talking gibberish and making me sign a bunch of papers. But every cloud has a silver lining, and for a foodie like me, that's dinner meetings. These people really know how to enjoy life, don't they? But before I could even have my first bite, they all started asking me about proposal this and project that. Fortunately, Matthew was there to save the day. Honestly, he seems pretty good at his job, and he's quite attractive when focused. Oh yeah, work. I gotta contribute my own talents at work too. So, the next day, I put the sign on my door, then sat back and watched my favorite fashion show. Ooh, look at those dazzling dresses! One day, I'd be walking the runway in a gown like that, not sitting here surrounded by confusing numbers and papers. Later, when I opened the door, an endless line of people was already waiting for me. Jeez, can't this company with all these brilliant brains function without me? Right then, Charlotte came dragging me away. What happened? Oh gosh, I didn't know that my computer was connected to the meeting room's projector, so everyone had been watching Project Runaway with me. Matthew was in the conference room too. Why didn't he fix it?
Okay, everyone. We should thank our cute boss for giving us a lot of ideas for our problems.
He finished the meeting and let them out, but Charlotte was still standing there fuming at me. Cute? There is nothing cute about it. Don't get any wrong ideas that he likes you. Wait for me, Maddie. What is with that attitude? Oh, right. I've seen the gooey-eyed look she gives Matthew. Does she have feelings for him? Before I could pry further, I was sent to Millen for another stupid meeting. Feeling bored, I watched a fashion show to kill time when someone startled me from my side.
I personally think this collection is overrated. Oh, sorry if I scared you. I'm Brian.
He then gave me his business card, and wow, he's the CEO of a modeling firm in France.
Are you coming to the fashion week too?
I wish. I actually came for work.
What a pity. There's a modeling contest this week. I can tell a true beauty like you is destined for the crown.
I missed so many chances to be on the runway. If I make it this time, maybe Mom and Dad will see how serious I am about modeling. This is too amazing of an offer to refuse. Brian, I'm coming with you. At the show, I made sure my phone was off so I could truly immerse myself in all the glamour of the newest fall collection. Brian then kept his word and took me to the audition. I was super nervous at first, but unexpectedly, everyone else looked so amateur. Meanwhile, I strutted like a pro, confident that this time I would get an offer. But for now, reality was calling. As soon as I turned on my phone, a zillion missed calls from Dad and Matthew popped up. This screamed trouble, so I quickly got Brian's contacts and returned home. There, Charlotte went all banshee shrieking mode on me, accusing me of being irresponsible and selfish for skipping the important meeting. Dad, if you don't do something about this, Donna will destroy the company you've worked so hard to build.
That's right. But instead of yelling at her, you should have been there to help out. I'm so disappointed in you, Charlotte.
Oh God. Charlotte's face turned pale immediately. Dad should be scolding me, not her. Feeling a little bad for Charlotte, the next day I went to talk to her, but it sounded like she was arguing with someone inside. I walked in to see Matthew sitting there with loads of pictures of Brian and me. We're still, in Charlotte's words, it looked like we were dating.
A few photos can't change the fact that we're getting engaged.
He then grabbed my hand and pulled me outside, leaving a stunned Charlotte behind. How are you so sure that I'm not seeing someone else?
It's just a feeling. Or maybe it's just my hope, because
What did he mean by hope? And holy shrimp, why is my heart beating so crazy? What a day. I thought it was finally over when Dad slammed the pictures of me and Brian down in front of me. He was so mad at me, he decided our engagement would be tomorrow instead of a month, as planned. But I haven't mentally prepared for this. So here I am, at my engagement ceremony, waiting for my fiancé to arrive. Ha! Just kidding. Actually, Brian called me last minute to tell me the best news ever. A fashion brand had chosen me as their ambassador. I needed to fly over for some paperwork. Thanks to him, I successfully escaped the engagement and flew to Milan to meet up with him. Finally, I got to pursue my long-repressed dream in my favorite city and not pay heed to my dad's ridiculous orders. Yay! As I woke up the next morning, I eagerly reached for my phone to call Brian, but... Where was it? I looked at the nightstand, but my passport, my wallet, and all of my stuff had disappeared. I dashed to the reception asking for Brian's room, but they all shook their heads saying there was no one by that name staying there. Frantic, I used their computer and checked the website for his phone number, but it kept saying error. Then I looked up any information about the contest, but found zilch. How could he do this to me? I trusted him. Now I'm in a foreign country, all alone, and with no money. What am I gonna do? I can't just call Dad to come get me. And neither can I call Charlotte. There's only one person I could contact right now. So I called Matthew, and he flew over immediately. We were walking along the Navili Canal to get some dinner before heading back. I thought he would be furious right now because I ran away from our engagement, but he was just quiet the whole time. So, is it okay for you to suddenly come here? I mean, work and stuff, you know?
It's alright. You come first. Everything else comes after.
That's sweet of him, but I needed to make sure he didn't get the wrong message. I called for your help, but that doesn't mean I want to get engaged. I'm not ready to commit.
At first, I wanted this marriage to happen, but now I'm not so sure anymore.
Oh my. Did me running away from the engagement upset him that much? As we stepped through the door, I saw Mom, Dad, and Charlotte waiting for us. Charlotte instantly bombarded me with her dolphin frequency yelling, saying how much they worried about me, how irresponsible and terrible I was.
You should have won an Oscar for your acting, Charlotte. Unfortunately, your partner played you this time.
Acting? And what partner? Turns out Charlotte was the one behind all of this. She hired Brian from the beginning to make me look bad in my parents' eyes. She also made sure my engagement with Matthew didn't go as planned. Everything played out just as she'd wanted, but she didn't think Brian's greed would get the best of him. He called Matthew saying he was holding me for ransom, and during the call, the idiot fraud accidentally brought up Charlotte. We were all too shook to even speak, when Charlotte burst out crying. You're right! It was me all along! She's never done anything useful, yet got everything meant for me! Mom, Dad, if you needed someone to take care of the company and marry Maddie, why her? Why not me?
You haven't told them anything this whole time?
I was still processing everything when my dad sighed and said,
I was going to tell you both when the time felt right, but seeing you pitting against each other like this hurts me so much. Actually, Donna, we're not your biological parents.
Turns out, Dad was my parents' private lawyer and the company belonged to my real parents, not to Dad. But then, my parents got into a terrible accident, and during their last minutes, they gave the company, and me, over to him. They asked Dad to raise me properly and arrange for me to marry Matthew as a part of their deal with Matthew's parents. Growing up and seeing me so passionate about modeling, Dad was going to let Charlotte run the company and let me live my life how I wanted to. But then Matthew and his family showed up and insisted we get engaged according to the deal. Dad had no choice but to respect them and carry out my parents' will. So, my current beloved mom and dad are not my actual family. Worse still, my biological parents had both passed away.
Donna, we hope you understand. Though we're not related, we have always loved you as our daughter. This is very hard for us too.
I looked at Mom and Dad, the ones who had always loved and cared for me. Mom, Dad, just like you two, I'm sure my parents would want me to do what makes me happy. Though I am the lawful heiress of the company, I can only do harm to it. So I hope you understand and let Charlotte take over it. She's a better suit than me.
That's right. You cannot force someone into doing something they don't like. Neither can you force someone into love.
Woohoo! No more boring office job. Instead, I've put all my energy into elite model look. And here I am today. You've got this, Donna. I confidently strutted down the runway with Mom, Dad, and Charlotte cheering from the audience. And when I finished my part, I joined my family and nervously waited for the MC to announce the chosen ones.
Samantha Friske, Amelia Davis, and Donna Rossi!
Yes! I've made it! I've been waiting for this day for so long! Suddenly, I spotted Matthew coming towards us.
Congratulations, Donna. I knew you'd get it.
Thank you for coming.
I know love cannot be forced, nor should I rush it, but whenever you're ready. Donna, will you go out with me?
How about